tired of that gritty, dry feeling every morning? What if I told you the simple act of sleeping could be your secret weapon to wake up with clearer, more comfortable eyes? Stick with us. We reveal the one overlooked food that switches on your retinal repair crew the moment you close your eyes, helping you feel less dependent on drops and glasses. But before we dive into the discussion, please share your age, country where you live, and any health issues you're experiencing that you'd like us to discuss. Write down in the comments section below so we can address them together. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video to help spread these benefits to our community and others who need it. The current understanding of geriatric ophthalmology often presents age-related vision decline as an inevitable consequence of aging, leading many seniors to accept conditions such as blurry vision, heightened glare sensitivity, and dry eyes as normalized facets of later life. However, emerging scientific research, particularly in the fields of nutritional biochemistry and chronobiology, suggests that the deterioration of the retinal and macular tissues may not be an entirely passive or uncontrollable process. This chapter introduces a foundational strategy centered on leveraging the body's natural restorative cycles during sleep to enhance ocular health. The retina, a metabolically demanding tissue, undergoes significant cellular turnover and repair mechanisms, which are demonstrably more active during the nocturnal phase. By strategically timing the intake of specific, micronutrient-dense foods prior to bedtime, it is hypothesized that the systemic availability of key lipophilic and hydrophilic compounds can be optimized. This strategic delivery aims to fortify the retinal pigment epithelium, RPE, protect photoreceptor cells from cumulative oxidative stress, and support the regeneration of critical visual pigments. This dietary approach moves beyond generic supplementation by focusing on the unique absorption, transport, and utilization pathways that peak during the deep stages of sleep, thus offering a targeted, evidence-informed protocol to support and sustain long-term visual function. The following chapters will meticulously detail the rationale, mechanisms, and precise protocols for incorporating 8 distinct foods into a pre-sleep regimen, emphasizing caution and reliance on reported scientific findings rather than prescriptive medical advice. To fully appreciate the efficacy of a pre-sleep dietary protocol for vision support, one must consider the principles of chronobiology as they relate to ocular metabolism. The retina, particularly the outer segment of the photoreceptor cells, experiences continuous photooxidative damage throughout the day due to constant exposure to light and high oxygen concentration. This necessitates intensive repair and regeneration, a process primarily delegated to the body's circadian rhythm. Scientific evidence indicates that the restorative phases of sleep, particularly rapid eye movement, REM sleep, are associated with distinct physiological changes that are highly beneficial for the eye. Specifically, studies using Doppler flowmetry have shown that cerebral and ocular blood flow can increase substantially, in some reports, by up to 40% during REM periods. This transient but significant vasodilation is critical for enhancing the perfusion of the choroid and retina, ensuring that oxygen, glucose, and, crucially, the newly absorbed nutrients are delivered efficiently to the metabolically starving photoreceptor and retinal pigment epithelial, RPE cells. Furthermore, during the night, the eye's immune and waste disposal systems, such as the clearance of lipofuscin from the RPE, operate at peak efficiency. By timing the consumption of lipophilic nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and omega-3 fatty acids just prior to sleep, we leverage this natural spike in ocular perfusion and cellular repair activity, optimizing the window for nutrient uptake and integration into the delicate lipid membranes of the retina and macula. This strategic synchronization transforms the passive act of sleeping into an active period of targeted ocular nourishment and regeneration. Sweet potatoes, the first food in this strategic regimen, offer a unique and highly available form of support for nocturnal vision, specifically through their rich concentration of a distinct form of beta-carotene. This particular carotenoid is efficiently processed by the body and serves as the precursor to vitamin A, which is absolutely indispensable for the visual cycle. Unlike many other vitamin A sources, the beta-carotene in sweet potatoes is structured in a way that facilitates its conversion and utilization, a process that is often heightened during the sleep cycle. The key mechanism centers on the regeneration of rhodopsin, a crucial photopigment housed within the rod cells of the retina. Rhodopsin is rapidly depleted during periods of darkness or low light exposure, a phenomenon commonly experienced as night blindness or difficulty adapting to dimly lit environments. Consuming sweet potatoes approximately 90 minutes before sleep ensures that the liver begins its conversion of beta-carotene into retinoic acid derivatives at a time when the retinal repair mechanisms are most demanding. Studies have correlated the consistent intake of this vegetable with improved contrast sensitivity and a reduction in self-reported symptoms of night vision difficulties, suggesting that the concentrated delivery of this precursor nutrient plays a substantive role in fortifying the visual apparatus against age-related decline and supporting optimal function in scotopic, low-light conditions. The nutritional efficacy of sweet potatoes for ocular support is heavily dependent upon their preparation, given that the beneficial compound, beta-carotene, is lipophilic, meaning it is fat-soluble and requires lipids for optimal absorption. Merely consuming the sweet potato without considering the preparation method can significantly undermine the intended visual benefits. The recommended protocol dictates either steaming or baking the medium-sized tuber, ideally with the skin intact, for a precise duration, e.g., 35 to 40 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature range and cooking method are crucial as they work to break down the vegetable's rigid cellular walls, thereby liberating the heat-sensitive beta-carotene compounds for improved digestion, while simultaneously preventing the destruction of these beneficial compounds that can occur with methods like microwaving. Most importantly, to achieve maximum bioavailability, the prepared sweet potato should be consumed with a small, measured amount of a healthy fat source, such as 1 teaspoon of virgin coconut oil or grass-fed butter. This addition increases the absorption rate dramatically in some documented cases by several 100%, ensuring that a greater concentration of the beta-carotene successfully traverses the digestive tract and enters the bloodstream for eventual transport to the retinal tissue, thus effectively fueling the rhodopsin regeneration cycle during the restorative period of sleep. The seventh element in the nocturnal vision repair protocol centers on the intake of wild-caught salmon, valued for its synergistic delivery of 2 critical compounds, docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, and astaxanthin. DHA, a crucial omega-3 fatty acid, is the primary structural component of the retina, constituting over half of the total fatty acids present in the photoreceptor cell membranes. Consistent, timed consumption of DHA ensures a readily available supply for the continuous renewal and repair of these fragile cell membranes, which are essential for visual signal transduction. However, the unique advantage of wild-caught salmon is its rich concentration of astaxanthin, a xanthophyll carotenoid that imparts the fish's distinct pink-red color. Astaxanthin is recognized in photoprotection research for possessing potent antioxidant activity, functioning as a powerful biological shield against the cumulative damage inflicted by blue light and singlet oxygen species. It is crucial to emphasize the distinction between wild-caught and conventionally farmed salmon, as the latter contains significantly lower levels of both DHA and, critically, astaxanthin. By supplying the retina with these structural and protective agents just before sleep, the individual provides foundational support for maintaining the integrity and function of the photoreceptor outer segments during the night's cellular repair phase. Achieving the maximal ocular health benefits from salmon necessitates adherence to specific consumption and preparation guidelines. The recommended protocol involves consuming a measured portion, approximately 4 ounces, of wild-caught salmon approximately 2 hours prior to the intended sleep cycle. This timing allows for adequate digestion and absorption of the omega-3 fatty acids, ensuring peak availability during the deep sleep phases when ocular blood flow is enhanced. Regarding preparation, low-temperature cooking is essential to prevent the oxidation and denaturation of the delicate DHA molecules. Baking the salmon at a lower temperature, such as 325 degrees F, for a short duration, 12 to 15 minutes, is preferred to methods involving high direct heat. Furthermore, Synergistic nutrient pairing can amplify the anti-inflammatory properties. Lightly seasoning the salmon with turmeric and black pepper is recommended. Curcumin, the active component in turmeric, has documented anti-inflammatory effects that, when combined with DHA, offer reinforced protection against inflammation within the retinal microvasculature. A critical caveat is the avoidance of overcooking, which rapidly degrades the structural integrity of the omega-3s. Adhering to these specifications helps ensure that the structural DHA and the protective astaxanthin are delivered in their most bioavailable form to support retinal health during the nocturnal repair period. Goji berries, also known as wolfberries, a staple in traditional Chinese medicine for supporting vision, have now garnered substantial attention in modern nutritional science due to their unprecedented concentration of zeaxanthin. This specific carotenoid is critically important because, along with lutein, it constitutes the macular pigment, a protective layer located in the central part of the retina, responsible for sharp, detailed central vision. Goji berries reportedly deliver the highest concentration of zeaxanthin available in any natural food source. When consumed strategically, this concentrated intake is designed to bolster macular pigment optical density, MPOD. The macular pigment serves two primary physiological roles. First, it acts as an intrinsic filter, absorbing high-energy blue light, which is a known contributor to photoreceptor cell damage. And second, it provides potent antioxidant activity to neutralize free radicals generated by light exposure. The accumulation of zeaxanthin in the macula is a gradual process that relies on consistent nutrient availability. Integrating goji berries into the pre-sleep routine ensures that this essential nutrient is mobilized and available during the nocturnal hours, thereby actively contributing to the rebuilding and reinforcement of the macula's natural protective shield against the cumulative effects of aging and environmental stresses. To effectively harness the concentrated zeaxanthin content of goji berries for macular health, a specific consumption protocol focused on enhancing bioavailability and maximizing nighttime absorption is essential. The recommended intake is precisely 1 ounce of organic goji berries, consumed approximately 90 minutes before the intended sleep time. The consumption method is critical. The berries should be either lightly mashed or, ideally, soaked in warm water for about 10 minutes, or mixed into a small serving of plain Greek yogurt. The rationale behind soaking or mixing is to physically break down the tough, fibrous outer skin of the dried berry, which otherwise hinders the full release and subsequent efficient absorption of the bioactive carotenoids within the digestive tract. Research indicates that this simple mechanical step can significantly increase the liberation of these compounds. Furthermore, consuming the berries in the evening aligns with studies suggesting that carotenoid absorption may peak during the nighttime when the digestive system's motility and efficiency operate differently compared to peak daytime hours. An important note of caution, however, is advised for individuals taking blood thinners or diabetes medications, as goji berries have documented potential for interaction, necessitating consultation with a healthcare professional and potentially starting with a reduced dose. Organic egg yolks, particularly those sourced from pasture-raised chickens, are recognized as nature's most readily bioavailable matrix for delivering the critical macular carotenoids, lutein, and zeaxanthin. While these nutrients are present in various plant sources, the specific structure within the egg yolk, namely the presence of phospholipids and a strategic amount of cholesterol, facilitates a mechanism of absorption that is substantially more efficient than that offered by purely plant-based foods. The phospholipids act as natural emulsifiers, forming micelles that encapsulate the lutein and zeaxanthin, ensuring they remain soluble throughout the digestive process. Furthermore, the cholesterol component, once inaccurately vilified, is now understood to serve a crucial function as a carrier molecule. This mechanism allows the fat-soluble carotenoids to be effectively transported across the intestinal wall and subsequently across the specialized blood-retinal barrier during the restorative phases of sleep. Consuming 2 organic yolks before bed is designed to ensure a steady supply of these macular pigments, thereby actively contributing to the reinforcement of the macula's filter density. This enhanced bioavailability means that a smaller quantity of the nutrient when derived from an egg yolk, may yield a greater functional benefit compared to a higher quantity from a less efficiently absorbed source. Bilberries, the European relatives of blueberries, possess a historical and scientifically documented association with supporting visual function, most famously linked to the purported night vision enhancement of Y-2 Royal Air Force pilots. The powerful effect of bilberries is attributed to their exceptionally high concentration of specific anthocyanins, particularly delphinidin and cyanidin glucosides. These potent flavonoid compounds are remarkable because they are able to cross the blood-brain barrier and, critically, accumulate within the visual cortex. Their primary mechanism of action in ocular support centers on their profound influence on rhodopsin kinetics. Rhodopsin, the light-sensitive pigment, must be rapidly regenerated after exposure to light, bleaching, to maintain visual acuity, especially in low light conditions. Bilberry anthocyanins are hypothesized to accelerate this regeneration rate, enabling the eye to recover from glare and adapt to darkness more quickly and effectively. Furthermore, the strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of these compounds are understood to improve microcirculation within the ocular tissues, supporting the health of retinal capillaries and potentially reducing symptoms of eye fatigue experienced by older adults. The timed consumption of bilberries seeks to leverage these regenerative properties during the period of peak cellular repair and low light exposure inherent to the sleep cycle. Black currants distinguish themselves in this vision-supportive diet due to a unique dual-action profile derived from their extremely high levels of vitamin C and the presence of a rare omega-6 fatty acid, gamma-linolenic acid, GLA. The high concentration of vitamin C, 4 times greater than in oranges, is paramount for ocular structural integrity, as it is essential for the synthesis of collagen, the primary protein that lends strength and elasticity to the cornea and sclera. A healthy collagen matrix is vital for maintaining the eye's shape and integrity over time. Simultaneously, black currants are one of the few natural sources of GLA, which the body metabolizes into powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. This anti-inflammatory action is particularly relevant for the delicate blood vessels feeding the retina and for managing intraocular pressure, a key concern in conditions like early-stage glaucoma. The targeted intake of black currants before sleep is therefore designed to provide simultaneous structural support via vitamin C for collagen repair and vascular protection via GLA for anti-inflammation, ensuring the entire visual system, from the cornea to the retinal microvasculature, benefits from a night-long, intensive nutritional repair process. The strategic combination with a small portion of full-fat cottage cheese is recommended to dramatically enhance the absorption of the fat-soluble GLA. Saffron, an exceptionally valuable spice, occupies the penultimate position in this regimen due to its demonstrated capacity to support photoreceptor health through its potent active compounds, crocin and quercetin. Scientific investigations, including preliminary clinical studies, suggest that these specific carotenoids possess unique neuroprotective and regenerative properties within the aging retina. Crocin and quercetin exhibit a molecular structure that allows them to readily cross the specialized blood-retinal barrier, accumulating directly within the macula and surrounding photoreceptor cell layers. Their primary hypothesized mechanism of action is related to improving the functional sensitivity of the retina and offering a degree of protective support against the progression of certain age-related conditions, such as early-stage age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Specifically, these compounds are thought to modulate gene expression related to cellular survival and stress response in the RPE cells. The nightly administration of saffron aims to deliver a continuous therapeutic level of these protective agents, providing sustained antioxidant and functional support to the photoreceptor apparatus throughout the critical dark cycle, when cellular repair processes are most active and the tissue is preparing for the next day's light exposure. It is important to note that, while supporting function, these dietary strategies should complement, not replace, professional ophthalmological care. The efficacy of saffron's neuroprotective compounds, crocin and quercetin, is acutely sensitive to preparation methodology, making adherence to a precise protocol mandatory. The ideal delivery system involves preparing a golden elixir by steeping exactly 15 to 20 threads of high-quality Spanish or Kashmiri saffron. The liquid base should be 4 ounces of warm whole milk or unsweetened almond milk, heated to a controlled temperature of precisely 140 or circa F. This specific temperature range is crucial because it is sufficient to facilitate the extraction of the crocin and crocetine from the saffron threads without triggering rapid thermal degradation, which occurs at temperatures exceeding 150 circa F. The elixir should be steeped for approximately 15 minutes and consumed precisely 60 minutes before retiring to bed. The inclusion of the fat content, whether from whole dairy milk or a nut-based alternative, serves a protective function. The fat forms micelles that encapsulate the lipophilic carotenoids. This encapsulation acts as a protective mechanism, shielding the fragile compounds from digestive degradation and aiding their intact delivery into the bloodstream for efficient transport across the blood-retinal barrier. A minor addition of a 1/4 teaspoon of raw honey and a pinch of cardamom is suggested to synergistically enhance the absorption profile. Furthermore, the timing is integrated with physiological factors. Researchers suggest that lying down within 90 minutes of consumption may slightly augment ocular blood flow, further supporting crocin delivery to the macula. Raw cacao stands as the single most impactful component of the nighttime vision repair protocol, primarily owing to its extraordinarily high concentration of epicatechin, a flavanol that has demonstrated unprecedented effects on ocular circulation and cellular bioenergetics. Unlike standard alkalized cocoa powder, Dutch processed, raw cacao retains 700+ synergistic compounds, including this potent flavanol. The mechanism of action for epicatechin involves activating the nitric oxide (NO) pathway during the restorative stages of sleep, particularly REM sleep. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator, meaning its release causes the microscopic blood vessels in the eye, the retinal and choroidal capillaries, to relax and widen. This induced dilation is reported to significantly increase ocular blood flow, delivering up to 3 times more oxygen and vital nutrients to the metabolically active photoreceptor and inner retinal cells. Furthermore, research has suggested that epicatechin may support the process of mitochondrial biogenesis, triggering the production of new mitochondria within aging photoreceptor cells. Since mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell, enhancing their density and function directly supports the high energy demands of visual signal processing. The combined effect of improved vascular perfusion and enhanced cellular energy production positions raw cacao as a potent neurovascular and metabolic supporter for the visual system. This final chapter synthesizes the previously detailed protocols into a cohesive and actionable blueprint for sustained ocular nutritional support. The efficacy of this nighttime regimen transcends the mere consumption of 8 individual foods. It hinges entirely on 3 critical factors: consistency, precision timing, and uncompromising quality of ingredients. Consistency refers to the habitual integration of these elements into the nightly routine, as the benefits, such as increased macular pigment optical density and enhanced rhodopsin kinetics, are cumulative and require continuous nutritional availability. Precision timing involves adhering to the recommended windows, e.g., 45 to 120 minutes before sleep, strategically ensuring that the nutrients reach peak systemic concentration during the period of maximal nocturnal ocular blood flow and cellular repair, REM sleep. Uncompromising quality mandates the selection of specific forms, e.g., raw cacao, wild-caught salmon, organic egg yolks, to guarantee the presence of the fragile, highly active compounds, epicatechin, astaxanthin, and bioavailable lutein, zeaxanthin, which are often degraded or absent in processed alternatives. The suggested method for initiation is a gradual integration, beginning with the top 3 most potent elements, raw cacao, saffron, and black currants, to establish tolerance and observe initial subjective improvements in visual comfort and function. This dietary strategy is intended as a preventative and supportive measure to bolster the eye's intrinsic defense mechanisms against age-related stress, always emphasizing that this should be viewed as a complementary nutritional strategy alongside regular professional ophthalmological care.